Memento is one of the most interesting nonlinear films I've ever watched. The film follows Leonard, a man who suffers from a condition called anterograde amnesia. This is a mental problem that means he can no longer form new memories. This problem was caused by an attack on him and his wife in their home, an attack that left his wife murdered and left him brain damaged. One of Leonard's last solid memories is his wife dying. He now seeks revenge on the one who did it. He slowly collects facts about the killer even with his mental problem and is determined to get revenge. The film alternates from two main timelines, a color timeline and a black and white timeline. The two different timelines intercut between each other, with the color timeline running back in time and the black and white timing running forward in time. Near the end of the film, the two timelines meet, ending the movie in the middle of the story. The color timeline is completely subjected to Leonard's view of the world.
Where am I? Motel room.
We only have the information he has. This means that as we enter each scene, we have no idea where we were before. We only know what his pictures tell him. The pictures are an important part of this story. They are the memory he has outside of his head. The black and white timeline is supposed to give us objective information on the backstory of Leonard and his interaction with Sammy Jenkins, a man with a similar disability. This gives us what we believe is objective backstory on our main character. The interesting thing about Leonard is how much he is forced to rely on two things: his notes and other people. This is how he is able to survive. He has to create a system for important information outside of his own head. The most important things get tattooed on him, and more temporary things get pictures. Relevant people and places are photographed, and important notes are written on the pictures. The issue with his system is that a lot of the time the information he writes down on the pictures is given to him by people.
You know what? Don't write Gamble, just Teddy.
Why?
I'm undercover.
So ultimately, he has to trust in people to treat him correctly and to not lie to him. This is where he comes into some problems, because sometimes the information written on his pictures is wrong and he has no idea. Different people exploit his condition throughout the film, but nobody does it better than Natalie. We cut to a scene of Leonard trying to not forget something. We don't know what it is, but he loses what seemed to be very important information. Then Natalie walks in, hurt. She tells him who hurt her, and Leonard wants to go after him. It's only later in the film that we realize Natalie angered Leonard, and Leonard hurt her. Natalie knows he will forget and decides to exploit his problem for her gain. As the film progresses, we feel pity for Leonard, but we also feel security in the information we have been given, especially from the black and white scenes. The film allows us to be comfortable because we can remember what we have seen. We are sure about what we know. But Leonard refutes this idea.
Eyewitness testimony is unreliable. The cops don't catch a killer by sitting around remembering stuff.
Right.
They collect facts.
That's not what I'm
They
saying.
make notes and they draw conclusions. Facts, not memories.
He is right. We really can't always trust what our memories say about a situation. The facts matter more than what we remember. The film starts to make us question what we know about Leonard's situation. At first, Teddy is seen as an untrustworthy character. This idea is confirmed by Leonard's note on Teddy's picture. But as we continue, we start questioning what we've been told. The things we have accepted as fact, such as Leonard's wife being dead, that he hasn't found John G, or his wife didn't have diabetes, start being attacked. In a film full of uncertainty, what little we believe to be true is attacked. The closer we get to the end, we are just as uncertain of the events that happened before the film's main timeline as we are with what is currently happening. This whole movie is about how our minds are trapped in subjectivity. The film asks us questions like, are our memories reliable? Who can we trust? Do we lie to ourselves?
So you lie to yourself to be happy. There's nothing wrong with that. We all do it.
Are we certain of the facts? This film attacks our mental safety. It makes us think about the so-called absolute facts about our world that we take for granted. It wants us to realize just how subjective each of our points of view really are. We all walk around with our own personal lens through which we view the world. The facts of the world are sorted through this lens, which means that sometimes we distort the facts to fit our perceptions. Leonard is not really that different from us. His issues only seem different because of his lack of memory. But he does what we do. He relies on faulty information he isn't sure about and people he can't trust to move him through life towards a goal that he doesn't really understand. And he openly lies to himself to keep going.
You're John G. So you can be my John G.
Because if he actually achieves his goal, then he ceases to have a purpose in life.
I have to believe in a world outside my own mind. I have to believe that my actions still have meaning, even if I can't remember them?
And he fears that more than anything. Leonard lies to himself and writes down Teddy's license plate to make it seem like Teddy was the killer, just to give himself someone to pursue. This action breaks down Leonard's entire system because he is feeding himself false facts. The one thing he places full trust in is now distorted by his own decision. We do these things as well, all of these things, but we don't say them out loud because, unlike Leonard, we will remember these realizations and they will haunt us. If we admit that we are lying to ourselves to be happy, then we fear we will not be happy. And if we give up on our goal, what becomes our purpose to live?
I gave you a reason to live, and you were more than happy to help. You don't want the truth. You make up your own truth.
But we don't say these things out loud. We can't. We don't have the luxury of not remembering.
Now, where was I?
We lay in each other's arms, but the room is just an empty space.